Well, you had 7 months to think about this. How did it feel out there?
What happened 7 months ago?
Got hired.
Oh, I don't think I was thinking about this. Felt pretty natural, to be honest with you. I was pleased with some things, obviously. The kids that we expected to step up did. I think we were fortunate. Harper went in and did an awfully good job for us, considering he hadn't practiced since he played 9 minutes in the exhibition game. He has not practiced. He's practiced 7 times total since we started. It will be interesting to see how he comes out of this thing tomorrow. But Jamal had a tough time defensively, 5 fouls, 10 minutes. That being a concern, if Harper could just continue to improve and give us minutes, because he's such a smart player. And I thought Amandi did a good job, and obviously I thought Max did a pretty good job coming in. And truthfully, Jordan was very good, ran good stuff, and we were able to run stuff through him. But I think the key was, first half was Patrick and Theo banged in some shots early, and then, of course, Jerome was consistent all the way through whenever you need a bucket. Jerome is not going to miss many open shots, and he's just terrific from the foul line. So, I thought it was a pretty good win, just because I thought Pacific was a veteran team that would give us problems with knowing how to play, knowing what they were trying to run, feeling like we would break down occasionally, and we did. They threw a little pressure at us, a little zone, and we didn't handle that very well. But we made enough shots, and the other thing I thought early on was that they would physical us, and they did. 3 or 4 offensive rebounds early on that hurt us, and then some loose balls I thought that hurt us, and then we seemed to adjust to that and picked up our pace, and that was pleasing to see. So a lot of work to do, a lot of guys that we need to get in a position to make contributions, and we'll continue to work on our depth. And so, but for an opener at home against a pretty veteran team, well-coached team, I'm pleased.
How is Jordan? He limped off a couple of
He was just cramping.
Oh.
He was just cramping. It was physical for him in there, and of course the gym, they got the heat turned on because it's only 85 outside, so why wouldn't you? It was hot. I'm sure those guys got dehydrated and lost some fluids, and he was cramping up a little bit. So, but it was a good test for us, just in terms of a team that plays physical, doesn't back off, and bangs the boards and all the things that good teams do.
Like, is that an area of rebounding you're still looking for a little more? And they had some second, third.
We don't have a dominant rebounder.
Right.
We've got some size, I guess, if you look at Max and Jordan, but they're thin kids. They're not kids that, if you push them, they're not going to stand in necessarily. If Max could stand in there, he's long. I mean, he goes up a long ways. That block kind of surprised me. I mean, he was up high. I think surprised the official too. Tried to explain the official. He was 7'2" from China, but that didn't get me very far. But anyway, yeah, it is an area, and the guards are going to have to do a good job of rebounding. There's just no way that we're going to be able to rebound without our guards being involved. Now, Jorge is a good rebounder. He had 5 rebounds from the guard position. He's a good rebounder, and but we need Theo and Patrick, and we knew Jerome. They only did it once. They posted up Ford one time. Got it over the top for a bucket, but we felt like Ford was a guy that we needed to keep off the boards, and that he was going to have to maybe front him off the boards, but didn't prove to be much of a factor.
You got 8 different guys that had 3 rebounds or more. Is that sort of the rebounding by committee that you're talking about?
Well, the fact that we played Amandi, Harper, and Max, we played 5 post guys, reasonable numbers of minutes. I think you'd expect that would happen. As I say, if somebody was in for a long period of time, then I would expect them to have more than 3. I would expect them to be double figures maybe. But it's not, we're just not very big, and where we're big, we're not, physically intimidating, so it is going to have to be a team thing.
You have something you got into your guards case about? Jerome talked about that a little bit, how he told to kind of go after the boards a little bit more.
Well, sure, we talked about it just because the obvious things, everybody likes to leak out and get the gravy at the other end, but there's no gravy without a board. And Pacific in particular sends 4 people. They board the ball. If they can't rebound it cleanly, they'll bat it and keep it alive and hustle you for it. So this was a team that I think did a pretty good job. But there's never no excuse for not blocking off. Good teams, theoretically, the ball should be able to land on the floor without the defense or the offensive team being able to get it. But we're a long ways from that.
In the first half, it seemed like you played pretty well defensively. What did you think about that, and what was the difference in the second half? They found
well, they shot the ball better. Bob's a good basketball coach, and he exploited some of the stuff that we were doing. We fell asleep a time or two. I thought Jorge got exploited a little bit on some stagger screens. The off guard, the 2 good shooters are Doran and Troyer. Troyer got a couple looks early, and we made mistakes on him. We let him open. We helped inside when we weren't supposed to. We were supposed to step up and stick in the corner. Doran came out and hurt us with some threes, and he just was staggering off screens, and we got caught a couple times. Freshmen are more likely to get caught and screened, but they ran some good stuff, and frankly, they shot the ball better in the second half. I mean, statistically, they may not have. I don't know, but yeah. So, they shot the ball better, and that's the name of the game. And when it all boils down to it, you can talk about all this other nonsense, but when the ball goes down, you look like $1 million. When it doesn't, you look like a dog.
Mike, in the second half, you guys 7 for 24 after 55% in the first half. Is that just shots not going down, or was?
Oh well, we told them not to give everybody a false sense of security. We obviously told we don't make too many shots. People think we're good. The game's not as simple as it appears all the time. I thought Pacific made some adjustments. I thought we got tentative a time or two, and I didn't think we were as aggressive coming off screens as I would like to see us. We were coming off screens, catching, holding, and then trying to beat a guy at point of attack rather than coming off a screen and taking advantage of a half a step. We have that problem. We tend to catch it and hold it. Theo was able to get by the guy in the exhibition game, and Pacific does a good job of playing defense. So we didn't do a very good job of getting the ball. We missed some easy shots, but there was nothing specific. They made adjustments at half. We didn't adjust back very well.
Coach, you shot the ball very well from the perimeter, obviously. How important is that perimeter shooting to success throughout the season?
Well, we can't settle on being a jump shooting team. We've got to establish an inside game. I thought we missed a lot of people inside that we're just not accustomed to it. We've got to go down. We've got to get it down. A post pass is like penetrating dribble. It's penetration. Defense has to come down and help. And I told Harper just to catch it. If they're not going to help, just keep dribbling until you get 1 foot away and lay it up. But we just weren't able to get it down necessarily. We had some nice drop-offs. We had about 3 or 4 passes I thought we missed. Harper, again, who hasn't practiced at all, knew what he wanted to do, but just fired the ball. I mean, he was wide open for a layup, but he fired it. In time, that would be a pass we would have a layup on. I thought we missed 3 or 4 drops where we had them but just didn't finish them, and that's going to be something that I think we'll get better at.
Would Harper not have played nearly so much if one of the foul trouble at 47?
I really wanted to win this game, and I obviously wouldn't have played him if I thought, if I'd have gotten any negative feedback in terms of, hey, it's hurting and I can't go or I shouldn't go or anything. But our strategy initially was shorter stints, a 5-minute stint early, take him out, and then maybe bring him back for a second stint and then see what the second half brought. No guarantees. But each time we checked, it was, I'm okay. And, when Jordan cramped up, now we had Jamal and Jordan out, so we went to Theo at the 4 some, but that left us short of 5. So, fortunately for us, and, I doubt that he'll be ready to practice for a couple days since he hasn't been yet. But this was a game we felt we had to win. I mean, we've got to make a determination on Harper at some point as to what this thing's going to do. If he can't go, then we're going to have to find some way to fix him, and we only have a little time to be able to do it, and then we've got to make a determination because he definitely has some issues, and we're trying to slowly but surely learn what the best way to use him is and how we can best keep him healthy and give us as much as we can.